or basically be a blessing? Or are you going to put out negativity and toxicity? But remember, what you put out comes back tenfold. And I'm a firm believer in that. Things happen the way that they're supposed to happen, not by luck, not by chance. Hard work, is where luck is where hard work and opportunity meet, and there's nothing more truer than that. So, in developing the course that I am doing with the coaching, more of it is, let me help you work through what has you in your money blocks. Yeah, I'm gonna monetize it, of course. However, it came from a place of, what can I do to help somebody get through a situation that's holding them back? And I think if more people worked from that space, we'd see a lot more positive impact, just not just in our little clubhouse world, but generally in all of the areas in which we have the opportunity to.
Oh shit, they got you. That was great. You went to the end, and that's just beautiful right there. And guys, I want to challenge everyone on stage. Think of that time when you actually paid for a product or service, and it was actually one of the best investments you made, because you actually saw the ROI on whatever that thing you paid for when the free version was available. I want you guys to share an experience where you actually chose the paid version of something, and you were much more rewarded in the end rather than the free version that was available. Let's pick one item and share the experience of that one item. Who want to go first? The wise CEO is in the middle.
Yes. And yes, we have not drank anything but tea. I will use an example from today, actually. I was sent an email from one of my the companies I work with, System Technology, and they said, hey, we've got this free conference for you. If you want to sign up, you can attend for free. And here's another option, but if you pay, you get all of these additional features and options and benefits. And of course, my mind went to, what's the value of paid versus free? And that's, kind of where we all went. And when I saw the value of what I was going to receive by registering and actually paying for the conference, which definitely exponentially exceeded what I was paying, which is, to me, just a penance anyway, it was a no-brainer. Because, number one, I would have paid for it because I get inside access and I will get replay options versus not paying and not having that opportunity, because I don't know what's going to happen in the next few weeks, or if something will come up and I can't attend the whole conference or at all. And the second option, the second opportunity that I saw is I can leverage this because it allows me to put my bio out there and tell them a little bit more about who I am. And then there will be more opportunities in the future, because when I'm looking at others who attend conferences that I'm sponsoring or supporting, I'm like, who paid and who didn't? I'm not going to look at the free list for someone to speak at the next one. So to me, it's kind of common sense. I'm going to pay because I want, number one, for you to know I support you. And number two, that I'm not cheap and I do want access to the replays. And I'd be crazy, number three, not to take advantage of all those free bonuses and those free products that I've wanted to try. But now I don't have to choose. I can take them all and have a good time with it. So to me, that was me making that option today. And I made a quick video and posted it on my Instagram today, that now it looks like I'm being featured just by the opportunity that was given because I paid. Now I have a presence, and now I'm in the room, and now I can have input. And to me, that matters more than me attending for free. So that was today, real life, a few hours ago.
Good evening. This is Ursula.
Super good evening, Ursula. You're up next.
Okay, so when you first asked the question, I said, I pay for things, and then they're not as nice as what I thought they were. So I was having an initial negative response to that. And then I thought about what I said just earlier today, or maybe it was last evening. And trust me, this is not a kiss up. But this experience is that experience for me. I actually said to someone or to the group last night that if, paying the 100, the 300 and then the 200 for access to you and payment guy, BAM guy, would have been worth the money if I didn't even get a product. Because the coaching that you give and the insight into what you're doing and how people like you think is just been amazing. And since I've been a part of this group, the rest of the world just seemed to have stopped. Because there's not hardly room for anything else. So that investment has less to do with the product as it does with the access to the brain trust of the product. And yeah, I love the product, mind you, but the experience is way outweighing the product itself. I'm Ursula, and I'm done.
Hey, this is Bridget. I loved what everybody has shared so far. I would like to give my little 2 cents on that too. I don't know if Patrice is still here, but she said something as well, as far as, what you give tends to come back to you. And I'm a firm believer in the word where it says give and it shall be given to you, good measure, pressed down, running over, and, shall men give back unto your bosom. Well, anyway, when you talk about paying for a service or getting it free, now I love free. Don't get me twisted. But at the same time, I'm not afraid to pay for what I feel is one, a good service or a good mentor or something that I know that's going to help me to take my business or myself, my personal self, to another level. I'm willing to pay for those things because I'm willing to invest in me. I am a fertile ground, and whatever I plant in me is going to grow. When I first met Sean 10KCARDS on the stage, and the first thing, when he was talking about this, I looked at what the premium and the basic card was, and in my mind, it was a no-brainer because I saw the value in what the premium card alone was going to give me. Not just that, I saw that it was a way for me to continue to build wealth as well, the 20% back. But immediately I saw the value in the premium card. The other thing is if you're building a business and you're expecting somebody to pay for your services and you want somebody to give you what they had for free, then realize that that's going to come back to you. So if you're wanting somebody to pay for your services, for the products or services that you create, then you need to be willing to pay for somebody else's services as well. So because of those reasons, I am willing to pay for things that I find value in. And all of us do that. My husband used to always say, people gonna buy what people want. Like I said, when we were pastoring, there's a lot of times when people will say they don't have any money. But like you said, you will see them go buy a $250 pair of shoes or $300 pair of shoes, but they didn't have food to eat. So they would buy what they felt was valuable to them. It enhanced their ego or something. They found value in that thing. So people find money for what people want. I think somebody was talking about conference and different things. I've given people tickets to conferences, especially if I know that it's somebody that is going to grow them and it's going to come back. So there's times when I've given in that sense, but at the same time, I think I love what Sean 10K was doing, even with the people that they were sponsoring to get to Club 2.0. I was asking for a friend who wanted to get to 2.0, but and he was saying, hey, they can sell some cards, or they get $60 for every card that they sell, or whatever. Like I said, putting that sweat equity in. So the bottom line is just being willing to give to get what you need in your life. So I'm reaching in. Thank you.
I'll go next. This is Kimmy. Hello, everybody.
I was about to say, I put y'all to sleep. Was it that bad?
No, darling, you were fantastic.
God, she's done. Okay, next. Bring us out, never do that to you. You're up next. Let's go for it, Kimmy.
Okay.
Kimmy, after you, Elvin. I think I saw Elvin practice mic earlier, but after you, Kimmy.
Okay.
Elvin is the queen first stage, right, Elvin? Here you go.
All right. So, real quick, what I was going to say is, so I was in this session, and I had the opportunity to take the free session, which really dealt more with where I'm at currently, the stuff I'm working on, or upgrade to a session that dealt more with what I'm planning into with my different businesses. And so I chose to go with the upgraded one because I wanted to be prepared for where I'm going versus just take care of where I'm at. Now, let me tell you the lesson in that. When I took this taxation session, not only did it benefit me with stuff that I needed to get ready so that I know how to do it now and don't mess it up and have to get redone, but it gave me some nuggets for my daughter who's getting ready to start her wholesaling business. And it is going to be very, very financially valuable for her. So because I did that, I was able to bless myself and bless my seed too, all at the same time. So this is Kimmy, and that's my story on your question, and I yield the.
Bam. I love it. Who's up next? Bernadette. No, sorry, Elvin. Elvin, you in the building?
I'll yield to
You're up next. You're up next, Captain.
I'll yield to the queens.
Okay, fair enough. Bernadette, are you in? Which queen didn't get a chance to share their experience? Okay, Bernadette is in. Yeah. Bernadette, share one of your free version versus paid version.
I would have to say that I found out the value of joining some networking calls, or also expanding my access to some of the apps that I use to create content, just to have that extra reach or whatever. As you know, I love the network, so I'll say that I've learned the value of the task easier rather than harder.
It seemed like the Matrix. I think the Matrix is playing with you, Bernie.
Okay, I will try to come back.
Okay, no, it's clear now. It was just a little at the beginning. Go for it now, Queen.
Okay. As a content creator, I found value in taking time out to not take a shortcut, because sometimes a shortcut is not always necessary. And I've invested in a couple of different apps and whatnot to make my what I'm doing more productive, because free sometimes can be counterproductive. I'll say that and drop the mic with that. Sometimes taking the shortcuts or free is actually counterproductive to what you would like to do to be your.
Oh shit! I think you were almost there. Are you completely finished, Queen Bernie?
Yes, I'm done.
Okay, got you. Today, you got it, Queen. Today, did you get to speak on the free versus paid?
I'll say that one more time.
1 second, I think Tanae. Let's get Tanae first, then we come back to you, Tiff. Tanae, you're up.
Oh, you said Tanae. I'm so.
Oh, my bad, Queen. Tanae, you're up next.
Oh, that was all right. But I didn't have free versus paid, but I did have just a comment to make about giving a man a fish, or what did you say? You said
giving a man a fish or teaching him how to fish. Him or her, by the way.
Okay, him or her. So even right now, and I'm training other people to do the thing that I am doing. When I sit one-on-one and I train them and I give them that time and encourage them that they're a leader and that they could show somebody else, I feel like that they flower, and then they're doing all this extra stuff, and I'm so happy. Or if I have verses and I hold their hand and I keep giving them little by little, and they keep calling my number, and I'm not letting them flourish, I think it's the same concept, is giving them enough and pushing them out of the nest instead of them just depending on you. So I don't feel restrained and overwhelmed when I have those people. I'm like, I just told you that yesterday. Like, I want you to, building confidence in people is the same thing. And I'm Tanae, and I yield the mic.
Love it, love it. Who's up next? Paid versus free? Or teaching a man or a woman how to fish versus giving them the whole damn smelly bunch? All right, Elvin, you're up next, brother.
Well, I find it a fire. That's what it is. It's a fire of inspiration. I came into contact with 10KCARDS, and after sharing who I was and who I am and what it is that I'm trying to accomplish, immediately 10K gave me a digital card, quickly followed by payment, giving me a payment plan for collecting funds, quickly followed by BAM offering me a free membership in the collaborative. I was so overwhelmed by their generosity that it floored me. And in less than 24 hours, not only had I upgraded to a premium card, but I purchased a card for a friend who said that they could not afford the card, the basic card. And I think that it's inspirational to be able to share with others. And that's exactly what you did. You ignited the gift of giving within me. And hopefully it did the same for others as I sought to pay it forward. I'm Alvin, and that's my story.
Sometimes you never know what one small act you can get yourself involved in that's just going to spiral other great acts to follow. And that's why it's always good to, just practice doing the right thing. If you practice doing the right thing, you'll never have to try to figure out whether you're on track or off track. You will know what's the right thing to do. With that said, all right, so get the 10K vaccine, sponsored by 10KCARDS /10KVaccine.com. The reason we introduce this topic, guys, is just to make fun of the whole vaccine conversation take place on Clubhouse. Because really, you'll spend hours in a room, and when you reduce everything that you took away, most of it is just a goddamn joke. Because it's opinion and theories and all kind of stuff being tossed across the floor, rather than people just sharing their personal experience as to what they experienced, where the COVID or the vaccine was considered. I think the best way to be a part of any conversation where the vaccine is considered, just have someone share their experience. And based on all the experience that you will listen to, you can now make an informed decision as to how you want to go. For me, I personally decided as a personal choice, the vaccine is not for me. I've never been a vaccine kind of guy. And that's just my choice personally. When I found out my mom took her shots, I kind of did take an extremely humble role in terms of my opinion on the matter. Because once again, my mom, she would say a quick prayer. I said, son, God will do what's right. Don't worry about it. And that's the end of that entire argument right there. And that's where we have to hold on to our faith, guys. When your faith is strong enough, whether you have a shot or no shot, you should rest assured that the big guy have you under control. It's just that simple. Because the argument can swing both ways equally. So when you have a situation like that, the deciding factor is going to be your faith in God. So always double down on it, always strengthen it, because that's what's going to pull you through any and everything. And it's your lack of faith that puts you through a lot of crap. When you rely on faith, you realize it's not a lot of crap. It's just the journey you're being prepared for, which you will now A, sell it to someone else so they can have a much better run at it, or B, save others from the downfalls that is obvious to you and oblivious to them. All right, now let me see what I want us to touch on. What do I want us to touch on this evening? Let's speak on the 10K sponsors, because right now as we speak, my team is now working on the Meet the Clubhouse sponsors. So, Michaela, I want to share with the audience what you spoke. Michaela was my first phone call this morning, guys. Great phone call it was, by the way. Michaela, I want to share with the audience what your plan for your room includes. Michaela, how are you? Here I am.
Hello. I'm here.
Are you okay with sharing? Are you okay with sharing what we spoke about this morning?
Yes, I am.
Go for it.
Okay, so what Sean had invited us to do is to have a room on Clubhouse and have the sponsors sponsor our room. And so I created a room called Be Seen, Be Heard, Be Paid. And in that club, I will have a room that talks about the 10K cards. And in that room, I will be doing it 3 times a week. And in that room, I will explain what I do, share what I do as a wellness practitioner and a healing advocate. But I will also talk about the nature of being seen, being heard, and being paid. And being seen is just that, having visibility in your business and on Clubhouse. Being heard is telling people what you do so that people know who you are and what it is that you do. And then being paid is just that, being paid. As a business, the whole idea is for you to get paid for what it is that you do, right? And so you want to be visible. That's being seen. So being out here in Clubhouse, being seen, letting people know who you are, and then sharing what you do, being heard. And then you tell people what you do, and then the idea is for them to pay you. And so we want people that's coming in the room as business owners to understand that they need to be seen, they need to be heard, and then show them ways in which they can be paid. And so Sean's program sponsoring is for different various partners that he has that will sponsor your room. So I'll have the room and I'll have sponsors. So I am an affiliate of 4 of those sponsors that Sean partners with. First, of course, is 10KCARDS. Second is Payment. I'm an affiliate of Payment. I am an affiliate of BAM.eco. And I am an affiliate of Stan Matthews MBN Network. And so what I will do in that room is talk about each one of those programs
to the people in the room. And so I would tell them, explain to them, what is the 10K card? What is the benefits of the 10K card, and how do you get it? I will also share with them about payment. What is payment? What does it do? What are the benefits, and how you can get it? The same with BAM.eco, sharing with them what BAM.eco is, the benefits of it, and how they can become a member, if you will. And the same with Stan Matthews' MBN network, talking about MBN network, what it is, the benefits of it, and how they can become part of that network. And so as a business owner, you want to be seen, you want to be heard, and you want to be paid. So if you're part of those 4 networks, those 4 companies, those 4 organizations, those 4 communities, that will help propel your business to the next level. And the idea of that room is to share with these business owners who come to this room to find out, so how do I be seen? How do I be heard? And how do I be paid? Oh, okay, so there's 4 ways in which I can be paid to help propel my business to the next level. 1, to be visible, guess what? You want to have a 10K card. So a 10K card is putting everything that you do in one place, and you're sharing it with people. So that helps with your visibility, right? And you want to be heard. So if you want to be heard, guess what? You want to be part of the marketing network, which is BAM.eco. BAM, when you're part of BAM.eco, it's a marketing platform that will help you and your business get marketed. You're part of this program. You're part of this database, if you will, that will help you to be heard, to be seen. You're out there, and you're sharing what you do with this network, not only with other businesses, but with their clients that want to use this program. And I can share a little bit more about that. But then when you're talking about being, let's go to Stan Matthews' MBN network. Well, guess what? That program, when you're part of that, is you're in a community of business owners who want to expand their business and their marketing, because Stan also has this program that helps you be seen in the marketing community, in the advertising community, on TV, on media, and he's helping you to be seen. He's helping you to be heard, and he's helping you to be paid. And so the final partner that I'm with is payment. That's how you're getting paid. So payment is a payment processing and an invoicing system. So when you, as a business owner, want to get paid, you're letting people know, hey, all you have to do is just hit my payment link and pay me. It's going to track every transaction that you have that people pay you with, and you invoice them, and you get to see how you're being paid, when you're being paid, so forth and so on. And so there's more sponsors available, but for me, I'm an affiliate of those 4. I mean, there's the Peel Method. That's another sponsor. I forgot. I think there's 6. Who's the 6th one? I'm not sure if Pick TV is a sponsor or not, but Pick TV, if he is, David Evans is showing visibility, where you can be part of visibility when you're on Pick TV. So I'm not sure if he's one of the sponsors. I'm not an affiliate of Pick TV, but the whole idea of my room And anyone who wants to have a room sponsored, Clubhouse sponsors, by these Clubhouse sponsors, you're going in this room, you're sharing what you do in your business, in your lane of genius. So one, I will be sharing in that room what I do. Two, I will also be sharing what each one of these sponsors programs do and the fact that they're sponsoring this room. And then I let people know, hey, this is how you can get all of them. Click on my Clubhouse sponsor card and order your 10K card. First order the program that I have is a 21-day self-heal challenge. That's my program that I will be supporting, right? First, you want to be healed in your business. You have to be healed in yourself in order to sustain your business for this level up, for propelling your business, right? And then secondly, you want to get you a 10K card. These business owners need to get a 10K card so they can be visible. And they want to be part of the BAM.eco community. So you want to have a way for them to sign up for this BAM.eco program. So that, guess what, they can begin to market their business on another level. You want to have a way in which they can sign up for Stan Matthews MBN network, which is on that 10K card, the Clubhouse sponsorship 10K card. So they can sign up for the MBN, and they can sign up for the payment processing system. Sign up as an affiliate. Now, here's the thing. They're signing up for all four of these programs to help propel their business. But as they sign up for here, one, they're booming their business, they're propelling their business, but now they become an affiliate of these four programs as well, and that's another stream of income for their business. So it's twofold there. And so in the room, I will be sharing with people what I do, how they can be seen, how they can be heard, and how they can be paid. And not only will they be paid one way, they'll be paid several ways. And ultimately, that's what businesses want. Businesses are in business so that they can be paid. But they have to be seen and be heard, share their story, so that they can be paid. Also in the room, there will be a feature. When we say a feature, someone that I will have that can share their story. It can be an individual, it can be a business owner, and for about 10 minutes, they will come on to the stage, if you will, and share their story so that it's compelling to the people, the business owners that come to the room and say, wow, you know what, this is a great idea. I get to really share my story. I really need to share why I became a business owner. What brought me from where I am to where I want to be. And then we have a Q&A set. So, of course, you're going to have some questions about these different programs. And then there's a Q&A segment. And what the sponsors will do, the sponsors will come into the room on various days. You may say, I do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And on Monday, Sean may decide he wants to come into the room as the sponsor to talk about 10K cards. Bam may decide he wants to come in on Wednesday and share about BAM.eco. And then on Friday, Jason may want to come in and talk about the payment system. And we're going to do this every week. We're going to keep doing this. So this is going to be a movement for people who really want to be part of this Clubhouse sponsorship. I think it's ingenious, and we know that Sean levels up 10K cards, level up the way in which you can be seen, you can be heard, and you can be paid, and showing that we are a community and helping us build together as a community. And I love the idea. So I woke up this morning Sean was talking about the sponsorships, and I was thinking, this is really interesting. So my wheels were spinning, right? And so I went to bed last night praying on this and said, how can I be creative in having me a room? I have a club. I have two clubs. I have one, Be Seen, Be Heard, Be Paid. And then I also have Healing from the Core, which I've already had rooms in there about aromatherapy and about healing and wellness. So if you choose to be part of this movement, and Sean's idea was let's have 10 people who's part of this movement that can join this movement, have a room in the Be Seen, Be Paid, Be Heard club, and then they can share their stories. For example, we have the wise CEO. She can come in and have her a slot and have her a room and do the same. She wants to explain who she is, what she does. And then her sponsors, who are her sponsors? Her sponsors may not be the same as my sponsors. So then she'll talk about the programs for the sponsors that she has. And the sponsors will come into her room on various days. So she'll choose 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, however many days she wants. She'll choose when she wants to have her room, and her sponsors will come in and share with the people in the room how they're sponsoring her room. And so it's going to be 10 people that Sean is going to select to have these rooms rotate through Clubhouse. And then they'll be bringing in people that they know when they go to these Clubhouse streets, and they're sharing, say, hey, I'm sponsoring a room. I'm sponsoring a club. Be Seen, Be Heard, Be Paid. There's various times that these rooms will be had. And I'm going to pop into the room today, just for example. Just say at 5 p.m. On Monday. I'm going to pop in the room, meet me in that room, 5 p.m. Let's see what's going on in this room. And that one helps build up the persons that's having the room, but also building up the community of the 4 sponsors and what they do and how these business owners can really propel their business. So I thought that was ingenious. I woke up this morning, I shared this idea with Sean, and then Sean kind of hashed out some of the details. And this is what we're going to start doing as of next week. And every individual who's going to be part of this program will have a Clubhouse sponsorship 10K card on their 10K card so that they can refer everyone in the room to all of their sponsors in one location on this 10K card. So, for example, for me, the 4 people that will sponsor my room will be on my 10K card, my Clubhouse sponsorship 10K card. And that's where I'm going to direct everyone in the room to. Hey, go to my Clubhouse sponsorship card. The people that are sponsoring this room are 10K Cards, Bam.eco, Payment, and MBN Network. And I'm going to explain why it's essential for these businesses to have all 4. Not just one, but all 4. Because as a business, you want to have these tools that will help you move your business to the next level. And so what I did was I explained to Sean, saying, guess what? My ideology and explanation about the reason why a business should have all 4 of these sponsors. And with real estate, most people can relate. When you're selling real estate, you have a home, you have to have a foundation, right? You have to have that core. And that's part of my business, core healing. You're healing from the core. Everything you do, you heal from the core. You're healing from the center. You have to be rooted in that foundation. So you have to have a foundation. But for me, I have 4 sponsors. And every home has 4 pillars, 4 corners, 4 anchors. And from there, you build that house up from there. So when you have a business, you have to have 4 anchors. You have these 4 corners, And the house doesn't hold up if all four of these, if you only had three, the house is really not going to be steady. You want to have four. So you have to have at least 4 sponsors to be part of this program. And in order for a business to really be self-sustaining and really to propel forward, they want to have at least 4 sponsors, 4 tools in their toolkit that they can use to help build their business. And most people say, hey, I have to have somebody in marketing help me. I have to have somebody with content developing. I have to have somebody in sales. I have to have somebody in human relations, people management, whatever you want to call it. Depending on what your business is. In real estate, you want to have someone that can build houses. You want to have someone who's into construction. You want to have someone who's into whatever your 4 anchors are for real estate. And so that was the ideology behind having 4 sponsors supporting your business, and the essentialness of having 4 sponsors, but you buy into each one of those sponsors to support your business to the next level. Not just 10KCARDS. It's wonderful to have 10KCARDS. It's wonderful to be visible and be seen. But that's not the only thing that will help support your business. You want to have a network. You want to be able to have visibility of being heard. So how do you be heard? You have to be part of a marketing network that will help expand your business to the masses. The masses need to be able to see you and hear your story. But you also have to have a payment system. Guess what? If you don't get paid, what's the point in being business? I mean, some people are philanthropists. Some people are philanthropic. That's great. And that's what they do. But for most businesses, they're in it to make money. Let's be realistic. So you have to have a payment system that will help you get paid. And then you have a system with MBN where, guess what? You need a support system. Everyone needs support. You need a family. You need a community. You need a support system. MBN is that support system where, guess what? You're part of a community of other business owners. You go into that, and it's creating a community where, guess what? You want to be part of this community, and you want to go to that community first, because guess what? That's a warm market. It's not a cold market. It's a warm market. So you get to go there first to people that you know you resonate with, you're meeting with on a regular basis in MBN community. Guess what? When you're there and you go to those meetings, you're doing a 30-minute pitch to everyone that's in that room. On average, it's about 80 people in that room. When you're in those meetings, you're making a pitch to 80 people in your business. How often do you pitch your business to 80 people where they see you, they hear you, and they can pay you? Wow, I really like you. Let me work with you. How do I get in touch with you? And then you're building up your business as well. And so you have to have a support system of people that's out there supporting you in a warm market, not a cold market, not knocking on doors. You don't know these people, and they have to say, let me think about it. I'm not sure. You know, these people are seeing you every time you come into that room, because you get to pitch every single time. You have to pitch your business for 30 seconds. So get your pitch perfected and down to 30 seconds. So you're pitching your business. It only takes 30 seconds for someone to decide if they want to work with you in that 30 seconds if your pitch is perfect. And so that's the idea behind these rooms that we're going to have in this Clubhouse sponsorship. And we're going to start that next week. So Sean will be delighted to choose the 10 people who will be part of this program. I'm really excited to be part of this movement, part of this sponsorship, and moving my business to the next level. But because in 10KCARDS community, we are all here to support each other. We are all here to move to the next level. But realistically, we are all here to be seen, be heard, and be paid. And so that's the gist. I know that was a long-winded explanation, but that's what this whole movement is about. That's what you will be doing when you have rooms and your sponsors will sponsor your room. You need to really know these programs. Not just purchase these programs and be affiliate of these programs and say, okay, that's cool, I'm an affiliate now, but how does the program really work? I'm methodical. I found out how each one of these programs work. I sat and went through everything. It took me about 6 hours to really explore BAM.eco. And it took a lot. There's a lot of FAQs you can find out about it. There's all these videos you can find out about it. On Frances' 10K card, when I saw her 10K card, I said, bam, that's it. That's what he was talking about. That's like the Black Amazon that they were talking about, where not only are you part of that BAM Eco, you get paid when other businesses join that affiliate, but you also get paid when they go in and they shop with all the businesses that have joined the community. And he partners with so many people. You have to, if, for example, if you go to frances10k.com and go to her Be a BAM e-commerce boss link on her card, you will see a list of all these businesses that's partnering with BAM. And if you are part of the BAM affiliate, your business is listed as well. Your business is listed as well. You just let him know how you want to be listed in the directory. Not only will you be listed in the 10K directory, you will be listed in the BAM.eco directory, and you will be listed in the MBN directory. He sends that out every week. So when you're talking about having powerhouses supporting your business, this is the place to be. This 10K cards community is how you're going to step up and move up to the next level. I hope that you will be part of this community so that we can move together. We can move together as a community, because we come in here and we pour into each other, but these sponsors are taking it to the next level. Let's take it to these clubhouse streets.
Queen Michaela, you got the list of the 1,880 something businesses that are in MBNs?
I do not have that list.
I didn't think so. Okay, thank you.
But I'm looking forward to getting that list.
It's not coming. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. It's not coming.
It's not coming.
No.
Well, he does send the list out when you're in that.
He only sends the list of the 100 people who come to that meeting every single week, and this is the same people every single week. But that's okay. That's okay. You know, I say you use it for what you can, and then, you know, just leverage for what you can. That's what I say. Start where you are, leverage what you can, and then do what you need to do. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you have to make the best of a situation, you know, because you just may not know. But let me mute Mr. Tired over there. He was already tired when he came on the call. But, you know, sometimes you just have to make the best of a situation. But I will no longer be affiliated with MBN after this week. I just want to put that out there.
Oh, okay.
No, they got one more time to call me and I'll press charges. It's bad. It's not good. It's not good. No, I don't roll like that. But I will not be affiliated with them after this week. But I say, do you make the best of a situation? It's not meant for everybody. You know, I don't like MLM type stuff. It's not my jam. But you know, I will say this: I love the BAM network. I wish everyone would operate like that with a level of excellence, because what it does is it creates a clear pathway to where you're headed. And to me, I can work with that. When I can see that you've got clear direction on your organization, and I'm a member of quite a few, And it never fails. When you've got someone steering the ship in a clear direction, it is so much easier to flow through that, you know. And I know sometimes people just reinvent themselves and try to revitalize their entities, but, you know, that's not for me, because I'm at a much higher level and I just don't have the time to try to weed through a lot of stuff. And so I'm very strategic when I align myself, because number one, I just don't have a lot of time. And number two, if I'm not clear, then I can't be clear with anyone else that I might want to tell about it, because that wouldn't work out for them or for me. So to me, it's about protecting my space and my professionalism. And if I can't figure you out, I will circle back when you've got it more aligned with where I'm headed. So that's kind of how I see it. But no hard feelings, but I won't be with them any longer.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that. Because I've connected with the people, that on that list, several lists that I've received, and I was under the impression that we will ultimately have that list of 1,800 people.
No, I verified that it's not. It's not true. No,
it's not. Okay.
No. Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, you know, he one of the sponsors for my room, but the other three sponsors certainly can benefit businesses that come to that room.
This is Ursula. I just wanted to make a comment on the thought process behind what you were putting together, rather the actual sponsors of the right mix or not. But listening to you and how you set it up to be of total benefit to your purpose, your goals, was really intriguing to hear. In fact, it's causing me to rethink, not to rethink, but to think further about the clubhouse or the room that I am going to be starting, and it's called Fearless or Reckless. And the objective behind that is to have people tell their stories about business and the things that they did, and then choose from those businesses or those stories selected people to go into my next book called Fearless or Reckless. And those are fearless or reckless moves that people have made in various parts of their lives. And it could be family, could be friendships, could be business. And that is in line with what I do. I've interviewed people on radio and then on podcasts and then in a group video blog that I've done. And I like doing that kind of thing. So interacting with people is where I started with this thought. And I said, okay, I can do this clubhouse thing. But hearing you, I pulled out my pad and said, okay, now what is the purpose of this thing? And you made me want to go get the domain name. Now, I'm just joking, but that's just how good I
Oh, go get it. He's asleep. He's not clicking.
Go get it, girl. Go get it. Go get it right now.
So when I started looking at what Fearless or Reckless is about, and I did get that name, and I got it in 10K too, I said, okay, Fearless or Reckless, starting your business. Fearless or Reckless, expanding your business. Fearless or Reckless, marketing your business. And then thinking about your method of be heard, be paid, and all of that, right? I said, okay, I got to figure out the steps to getting them to take action. And any one of those things I want them to do. So it was very thought-provoking in what you did. So thank you for sharing that. Now, the various partners or the various sponsors that we have, I have 3 of them. Obviously, 10K, Payment, and BAM. That's all I'm working with right now. And it was or is my intention to go through and methodically understand them all. And I'm I'm really only at 10K at this point, and making those things work out for me. The next thing would be payment, because I can see incorporating that with everything that I do, because I'm retail as far as books are concerned. I set up landing pages for my authors, and they need to have a payment process, and so do I, obviously. So those two make really good sense for me, and that's where I will focus my attention initially, and then I'll try to figure out what's going on with BAM. I heard enough to say, okay, that'll work, but I don't understand how it works yet. I haven't attempted to, really. Okay, I'm done.
So Ursula, I thought you had said you were selling those books on Bam.eco.
Well, maybe subliminally that's what I meant.
That's how we do it here, isn't it? The ideas come that way, that's like almost like an accident, and we did it on purpose, and then just like, yeah, thought about it. I'm gonna take care of it, execute. I really thought that you were saying that. You know how we do. Here's your character. You go.
Well, I often say a lot of times, I know what I said, but I don't know what you heard. I like what you heard, regardless of what I said.
You got that right. That queen just came up out of that quiet, just dropping bombs. She's like, okay, so that book is going to be on BAM. And when she said that, I could visualize it. That was powerful. And the fact that Queen Michaela is pretty much a ninja on BAM, because she spent 6 hours digging through that. Oh, she's a gold mine at this point.
Tiffany, give it a little heart.
Oh, yeah. My back was... Oh, I turned it off. My back was hurting. I said, I better lay down. See, that's why I can't drink it. My body don't like alcohol. It doesn't. And that was from yesterday. I didn't drink anything today. No more for me.
Well, I think with this sponsorship, you get to choose who the sponsors are for your room, Tiffany. And so there's the PIL method. You part of that affiliate program. I'm not sure who else is there. I'm actually now part of PIC TV. That's why I mentioned PIC TV as well, because I'll be having my wellness show on PIC TV.
Oh, I love PIC TV.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't have a Roku, but I need to go get a Roku. My son is out of town right now. He's going to come back. He's going to help me do my 30-minute segment in video. My niece is in town because of what's going on with my brother, but she does videos. And so she's going to come back in 2 weeks and do my video segment. And I have my nephew, who's a cinematographer in New York. I'm going to bring him in so he can do all of this stuff. And I can have my segment right.
Now, when your brother come in, this is what I've seen YouTubers do, and I would think that TV would be the same. I've seen them set aside a whole day, and they will tape like 20 to 25 episodes back to back to back, and they'll have a wardrobe change. But they bring in the cinematographers, and they just do that one day. The lighting, they rent everything, but it's only for that day, so they keep their budget at a minimum. And I think that's ingenious to do it that way. And then you got all of this footage.
Right. And I had coached with TJ Mercer, the media maverick. I don't know if you know of her.
Oh, yes. She's on these Clubhouse streets.
Yeah, she's on these Clubhouse streets. She's all over. And so I did her program about the Media Maverick program, where she teaches you how basically to be seen, be heard, and be paid. And she has a method to how you get on media. You're in the media, so you know how that works. And so she's showing you how you can get seen on CNN, ABC, CBS, and then you have that logo to put on your marketing saying, hey, I was seen on ABC, NBC. You're in their smaller markets versus the bigger markets, but nonetheless, they're still part of that network. And so she's showing you how to be seen, be heard, and be paid. So I'm going to tap back into that when I'm doing my video footage. But you made a good point to actually bring my nephew in to do all the footage in one day because we don't want to waste his time because he's busy filming all these TV shows and movies and all this other kind of stuff. So I can only get him for one quick day anyway. So I'm gonna do that.
Oh, I think it's wonderful. And don't forget to get you some wigs and wardrobe changes, because when I saw this woman do that on YouTube, and she said, this is how I was able to create all my videos. And I created almost a half a year's worth of videos in a day. And I do it every so many months. And I thought that was ingenious. She said, it is hard work that day, but then the rest of the time you're just using beat footage to insert and change. Right. And it's all generic, so you don't know if it's wintertime or what.
Right.
Pretty awesome.
You know what? Thank you so much, because she mentioned about the beat footage because you got to have it from different angles, front angle, back angle, zoom in, part of being a part of your audience or your conference room if you're teaching a class and stuff like that. So you have to have that beat footage from all different angles. So, yeah.
Buying your own equipment is expensive. I had to go out in search of a lens that could give me a wider angle. And I was stunned at the cost of these lenses. I'm like, it's the lenses that cost you money, not the camera. And so I found it, and I found it for a good deal, but it took some work and it took some patience to do that. So I'm like, I can understand now why videographers, because he's bringing his professional equipment from work, and they spend thousands of dollars on it. I mean, one lens that costs $13-14 grand for a lens.
And the camera that he uses is about as big as him, and he's like a 6'2" guy, really stocky. And so this camera that he has with all these lenses that he changed out is huge. I've never seen a camera that big before, and he's carrying it on his shoulders all the time. Just like you see in the TVs where you have all these videographers where they have these cameras that they have. But I've seen them, they're really huge. So you're right, it's that lens that's important. So I'm excited. To just start this journey, because for my business, I'm not that big, and I'm looking to build and propel my business to the next level. So partnering with the people that I'm partnering with now will suffice me for now until I move to the next level. And it's all wonderful to start from where you are and just move step by step to the next level. Everybody's not at the same level. Some people are just getting their business started. Some people have been in business a few years. Some people have been in business for decades. So everyone is at a different juncture in their careers and their businesses. So it just varies on what they need at that point in time.
Well, by the time you launch your YouTube channel, because you're going to be putting some of this out on YouTube as well, you might find out that your sponsorships, they come to find you because you got a specific voice and a specific target audience. You might be surprised that by the time you open that room, when you're done releasing some of this footage and dripping it out there, you might find that you got your own sponsors already built in from YouTube. I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen with my own son. So hey, there's no limit. No limit.
No limit. So I'm excited to get started, and it's something that when we hear from Sean again tonight, that he's going to choose 10 people who wants to make this journey and have rooms and use the sponsors that's available now, and just get started. And I say I work with Lisa Nichols as well, and her famous phrase is, you know what, you just have to jump in and get started, knees knocking and teeth chattering. And even though you are afraid to move to the next level because it's something greater than anything that you have ever done, you got to take that first step. You got to take that next step, and you got to move out of your comfort zone. This is one of the ways in which we can do it. This Clubhouse environment was unheard of prior to its existence. Now, Clubhouse is a big name out here in the community when we talk about being seen and being heard. And when we say being seen, everyone has to have a profile picture so that they're seen. They have to have their link to their one or two of their platforms, only Twitter and Instagram. You're being seen. You know, and now 10KCARDS takes it to a whole nother level, because guess what? Everything you do, you're being seen, because you put your website on your 10K card. You can put your YouTube channel on your 10K card. If you are part of the PIC TV community, you can put that on your 10K card. There's so many ways in which you can be visible now. So,
ooh, and the guy
the limit, like you
will
said.
it go directly to the episode that you actually recorded? Wouldn't that be cool?
Wouldn't that be cool? And so when you update your 10K card, you update with that current segment.
Oh,
that current segment in there. That's what I'm thinking, right? You put that current segment in there.
Yes.
And move it to the next level.
Because you want them to see you. You don't want them to see anybody else. Just you, because that's your 10K card. I love it.
Right. Exactly, right? So I'm loving it. I'm excited to get started and see where this takes me. And like you said, that this is just the beginning. We're scratching the tip of the iceberg right now. And as Sean develops this 10K card and the 10K card community, he's being creative of how he's even leveling up the 10K card. And so I just think this is a wonderful way to get started, even at a basic level, to say, okay, I have a room. This is what I want to talk about. This is who I am. And these are my sponsors. And because when the sponsors come in, guess what? They're bringing in their tribe. They're bringing in their tribe to the room, because people follow Sean when he's moving from room to room. People follow Jason when he's moving from room to room. People are following Bam when he's moving from room to room, because they're on these clubhouse streets. So it's power behind these sponsors, that's for sure.
Now, this conversation has been amazing. I work with a team of people that put together historical videos, and the videographer that I work with is good. I mean, he's excellent, and he's expensive as all get up. Like, being on his team is one thing, but now, based on what Tiffany was saying and the plan that Michaela is making me think about, now, if I'm going to have a whole day of using his services, I could barely afford that. But he's the one to go to, because the man, if there's a hair on your jacket, he will find it and get it off of there. So if there's a hair out of place, he will find it and make sure it's in place. So what that forces me to do, though, is if I'm going to approach him about not being on the team, but using him and the team and all of those cameras that come in there, because he has to come in, like a couple of hours before the session starts. And then I've got to make sure that I have everything laid out, what I want to do. And that in itself, I can see would propel me to a different level. I already have a YouTube channel. And I have several things out there that I'm working on, just playing around with it. I started it earlier this year with my daughter, helping me out in terms of just playing around with stuff. So I'm not afraid of the process, but this conversation is making me want to step up the process. And now, having sponsors built in, I can take my own sponsors to YouTube. Okay. Keep talking.
So our visionary card, instead of having our vision boards, now we're going to have our storyboards now. So now we got to start creating our storyboards, right, Michaela?
I have to get my storyboard now, because I do the vision boards as well. And I can tell you that every time I've done a vision board, everything on my vision board has come to fruition. I can say that I did not do my vision board during this pandemic because like I told you before, I was working with a company for 5-6 years, early education, and I was laid off due to the pandemic. And so that pushed me into my business full time. That's what I do now full time. And so it pushed me to a whole nother level. And so being able to come to the Clubhouse, because I didn't join Clubhouse until January of this year. I didn't actually really come on Clubhouse until about March. February. March, maybe March, April is when I really started coming on to Clubhouse, and I started popping into all different types of rooms. I'm like Queen Tiffany. I'm very intentional about the rooms that I go in. I even love the love train, but my time is valuable, and to get on that love train just to be seen on Instagram, you get a lot of love on the love train, but it's hundreds of people in that room, and in order
it takes too much time, y'all.
Yes, it does. You'll be in there for hours.
Just hire somebody. To promote you. Just leave it alone.
And then, for me, I'm not a genius at working that Instagram. So you got to be quick in liking the person that's being featured at the time. You got to be quick to like them, save their stuff. And I'm like, well, how do you do that? Okay, I don't know how to do that. So then, if you're not doing enough of that on that one person, they get to choose who the next person comes up on stage and get love. And so if you're not that person, then you might have to go through 50 people to get some love. So they're not going through everybody that's on stage. They're letting the person that's being featured choose the next person.
Oh, that's when I stopped going in there, because unless you can pay to skip all of that, I don't have that kind of time.
I didn't either.
And to be honest with you, a lot of them have gotten kicked off of Instagram for spamming because of it. And my account kept getting locked as well because it was too much activity at one time. There has to be a strategy behind that, and they were, I don't know what they're doing now. It's a great room to
go to certain rooms.
Yeah,
I'm very intentional about that, and I don't go to a lot of different rooms. Depending on what I'm doing in my multiple streams, those are the rooms that I go in. I don't really go into a lot of the real estate rooms because that's not my lane of genius. That's not what I do. I go into the wellness rooms. Those are the rooms like the Reiki rooms, the meditation rooms. I'm partnering with those people. So I'm over there in that space. So I don't go into just rooms, in some of the music rooms, because my son does music production. So I go into some of those rooms to see what other people are doing so that I can get my music. I'm looking at a voiceover person in Nigeria, but I'm looking at a few people to do voiceover for the work that I'm doing. So I'm very intentional about how I'm moving on these Clubhouse streets.
Question. Back to getting in Clubhouse jail or whatever that was, where you're doing too much in the back room. That happened to me last night when we were sending out the 10K card to people that were interested. At one point, they wouldn't allow me to send anymore, and I had to ask Michaela to send the card to someone. So what is the guideline for that? Because
I asked Sean about it, and he told me that you have to be following them or they have to be following you for you not to get those warning messages. Because I was wondering the same thing. So that's what he told me. Because I asked him, I said, I don't want to get into trouble sending people my 10K card. He said, well, that's the Clubhouse rules. You can only really communicate with just a few people who are not in your network, just a few, and then they'll start to warn you. So that's what happened. So once he explained it and I stopped doing it, I would always check to see if they were following me, and then I would definitely follow them back if I wasn't, and then I would send the message. So that's what was going on.
Thank you.
So now, should we have a disclaimer or a method in the room to have people to join, to follow the moderators, and everybody that has a 10K card to come up on the stage become moderators, right? So
correct.
We should just tell people that's in the audience to follow all the moderators in the room.
Well, now I understand why they keep saying it in these large rooms. Now it makes sense.
Right. That's why, because they want to let people know, follow the mods.
That's
so
a good point.
Won't get in trouble trying to communicate with anybody. So,
well, let's do it right now. Everybody in the audience, welcome to the King's 10K Cards house. We're talking about get your 10K card vaccine today, and you can visit 10kvaccine.com if you want to have some fun with us. Make sure you follow the mods on the stage because that is the best way to communicate with us. It's actually one of the few ways to communicate with us. So if you want more information, just follow us because it'll also lead you to all the wonderful rooms that we go to. And we go to some powerful rooms. And if you follow us and we see that, because it always shows us who's following the mods, we can pull you up on stage, especially if you have a question. We're looking out for our followers. So where we go, you go.
Yeah, I was going to say that also when you follow the mods, whatever the area of expertise is, you can find the room that they're in and become a part of their rooms eventually by seeing where they're showing up. Because I actually had a branding moderator that I followed from like LinkedIn and whatnot, and I knew of his quality, and actually was just observing and following on other platforms. But on here, I discovered him and what he was up to. And when he followed me back, I got access to some branding rooms that I don't see. So also by following the mods, you can get access to where they are, and you can just follow them. If you don't follow them, there's some rooms that you may need to get into that we are getting into that you're not getting into. So we're glad you're here in the room, but when you can learn a lot from each moderators, with your 10K card members also, but at this point with the Clubhouse hack is follow the people that add value to you and you want to learn more about what they're doing and get access to the rooms that they're in, especially if you're new.
Thank you. And you know what, also you want to make sure that when you're following all the moderators in the room, that you click the bell on their profile. That will have you to follow them and see where they go when they're on these Clubhouse streets. And we also want you to click that green house at the top where it says 10K cards, that Monopoly house at the top, and you want to click that so that you follow the 10K cards room. And every time we have rooms in the 10K cards, that you will be notified when we have rooms. But we are going to have more rooms here in the 10K cards club.
Oh, I love that, Queen. Oh, thank you so much. That is wonderful. We have had some wonderful fun today, and actually this whole weekend. It's almost felt like a gathering, if you will. So it's been wonderful. So we invite any of you all down into the audience. If you want to come up to the stage and you have a question about 10K cards or anything that we're discussing today as it relates to the 10K card vaccine, you can also visit 10kvaccine.com. It'll give you some laughs, but it also will lead you to those doors that we're talking about where you can get your 10K card. So yes, welcome to the stage, Queen Anita. I love that blue that you're wearing in your picture. It is gorgeous. How are you today, Queen?
I am well. Hello to everyone on the stage. Thank you, Ursula, for bringing me up to the stage. I have my 10K card. I have not done a whole lot with it just yet. I come into Sean's rooms and just kind of sit back and listen and try and incorporate whatever information I can. I wish I can bring more value to the 10K card conversation, but I'm not there yet. So I am just trying to get as many gems as I can by just listening in. I didn't even, it didn't even make, I didn't care what the topic of the conversation was. I saw that it was 10K card, and so I showed up.
And showed out in that blue dress. Yes, you did. I love it.
But I have been sitting back and listening, and I'm a consumer, so I'm just kind of sucking it all in, and hopefully sooner than later, I will be able to give anybody who is in these rooms relative to 10K card something of value that I've gained because I've actually used it in a way that brought value to me. I'm not there yet.
Oh, I'm so glad you asked, because we're about to go around the room and tell you how we use our 10K cards. Oh, you just lost value. Yes, you did, Queen. Yes, you did. You did that thing.
Yes. And my ears and my heart is wide open to it.
Amen. Oh, like the Queen just said, let us drop some nuggets on how we are using our 10K card.
And by the way, I'm following everybody on the stage.
Oh, let me make sure. Hold on, let me hit your little blue dress. Oh, I followed you back, Queen, and I will follow you on Instagram. I always do both, and Twitter.
Yes.
There we go. Unless you're private, that's the only way I can't follow you if you got a private account.
Ooh, I'm slow on that. I'll get to it.
I know, right? No, I don't know anybody that's faithful on Twitter except Queen Ursula. She's faithful everywhere she goes. I want to grow up and be like her and my faithfulness. Superhero power.
We're growing. Yes, talk to me. Tell me how y'all are using your 10K card.
Well, if you look above you, I think it's above you on your screen too, Queen Bernadette actually has her QR code in her picture. So a lot of us, when we go into these Zoom streets and Clubhouse streets, we will replace our Zoom photo, I've done that many times, with our QR code. So on your 10K card, if you go to your 10K card, at the very bottom, you'll see a menu option that says scan your QR code. You can click on that and take a screenshot and then use that screenshot as your photograph. Or you can incorporate it like I did on my little icon here on my phone, even though you really can't see it. It is the 10K card. Scan the real code. And so when I'm in a Zoom room, like I was in a Kajabi training, and there were 6 of us, and everyone just stopped because we were live. And they said, okay, we have a question. Who is that person up there that has a QR code? Because that's pretty ingenious. And how can I get one? And these were total strangers. They didn't know me from Adam. But I got their attention by dropping that QR code in my screen. Because when you switch from video to your picture, it goes straight there. So when they scan it, they can see all the information about who I am. And I asked the gentleman, I said, if you have a phone, if you're on your computer right now, could you take your phone and scan that QR code and see what happens? And one lady said, oh, I already did it. It brings up the coolest website. So I'm not going to say all the ways because I want to give everyone a chance to share. But that's one of the ninja tactics that I use with my QR code. But we got some doozies. So we're just going to go around the roses. And I'm going to pass the baton over to my left to Queen Timmy. Oh, I'm the YCEO, 10K.com. And if Queen Kimmy's not there, we're going to go down to Queen Michaela. Queen Kimmy, Okay, Queen Kimmy, we're going to skip over her for now and circle back. Queen Michaela, how are you using your 10K card?
Yes, so I'm definitely going to do that Zoom deal. I didn't do it yet, but I'm going to update my profile with my QR code. And my QR code on my 10K card, my 10K card is Michaela10K.com. And my logo is on my 10K card, but on my QR code, my photo is in the middle of my 10K card. So my picture actually shows up on a 10K card. So when I'm sharing my QR code, I'm also sharing my picture with the QR code as well, so they can see me and see who I am and say, wow, okay, so what does she do and what is this QR code? And they can see this everything that I do on my site. And how I use my 10K card, I have one of the ways in which, I'm going to bring this up, one of the ways in which MBN Network is helping me to build my business is to turn all of my LinkedIn prospects, if you will, that follow me into customers and clients. And so what I do is I go in to LinkedIn, and everyone that has ever connected with me willingly, I send them a message of what I do and the benefits of what I do and how they can connect with me. And I put my 10K card in there, and people start reaching out to me about what I do. Some of them love that 10K card and they inquire about that, and I talk to them about that as well. So that I have over 10,000 followers on LinkedIn. I have been using LinkedIn for 10 years. I go in there intentional about what I need specifically in my network. I did not use it to build my business in there. One thing about LinkedIn is that you cannot spam people on LinkedIn. These are business people. I am creating a wellness program for corporate America. So I'm focusing on these companies who want to bring wellness to their employees. And so LinkedIn is my niche in how I'm focusing on. I do individual coaching. I'm on YouTube. I have my classes and courses that I have, but my primary niche market is corporate America and targeting their employees. And by targeting their employees, I'm targeting individuals because they can work with me on an individual basis.
And that's how you're using your QR code, Queen, on the 10K card.
Yes, I go use the QR code, and I use my 10K card link, and they can go to my 10K card and see everything else that I do, and they are one click away from everything that I do.
Bam!
And so that's how I am using. Right, bam! That's how I am using that's one of the ways in which I use my 10K card. I'm not going to say any other ways because I'm going to let other people tell you how they're using their 10K cards.
Queen,
I don't know.
Marsha.
Kimmy, is Kimmy back yet?
Oh, Kimmy. Oh, I think Kimmy might be asleep, y'all. She's had a long day. Queen Marsha, are you there?
I'm still here. This is Bridget.
Oh, hey. Come on, Queen. How are you using your ticket?
Oh, you know I wanted to get in on this.
Come on in. The water is fine. It's nice and warm.
Oh, wow. So, first of all, I have been replacing links of my website that's been on my social media profiles and different things with my 10K card because I have different businesses. I have personal development. I have real estate. I have hard money now and different things like that. And on the 10K card, it puts all of those businesses in one place. So when somebody goes to my social media account or from any place that I send them, whether I text them or whether I airdrop my card to them, they see basically everything that I do in one concise spot. They can purchase my book. They can purchase, market reports, and they can also schedule for one-on-ones with me. Again, right there on my card. As a matter of fact, I just got an email from someone, and this was a first, because normally when I'm doing a business presentation to different businesses, I have a link on my 10K card that says get $25,000 today, for businesses. And it's an affiliate link that I utilize. Well, normally I use that after I do a business presentation and I give it to those businesses. Well, because it's associated now with my Instagram and different things like that, people are just clicking through my card, and I'm having people apply for these business loans that I had no knowledge of. So that was an interesting thing, and it was a pleasant surprise. So I am loving my 10K card, and I'm learning every day ways that I can utilize it and expand my business.
I'm going to go click on your card, too, see if I can get me some money. So thank you for bringing it up, Queen.
Absolutely.
Oh, we're going to do a popcorn style. Queen Ursula, how are you leveraging your 10K card as your queen that you brought into the room, into the 10K family, is now looking for suggestions? Oh, yeah.
Well, I take it back to the simple part. But before I get there, I was just sitting here thinking, it's like I'm so used to multitasking that it's just a thing that I do, right? It's amazing. I'm sitting here in front of my computer, supposedly trying to work, and holding a friggin' phone that's not moving because my eyes are locked in trying to hear everything. It's like my ability to multitask goes out the door when we get on with 10K, because there's so many nuggets that are dropped that my brain totally wants to engage. It's like, cut that other bullshit out. You need to listen to what I'm saying.
I'm the same way. I'll be picking up my phone, looking at y'all picture like y'all can see me.
Yeah, I know, right?
So, in terms of how I use 10K, I am new to the process, and within the month. So, I'm the first experience I had was to just send my link to my closest friends in my phone, and I started to send a message. Here's my new card, my new digital card. Da, 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 da. I said, bull, these people are supposed to be my friends. If they can't click on a link just because it came from me, then I don't need them. So I just sent it. No introduction whatsoever. And the accolades that came back were affirming. Wow, this is cool. I'm going to be using this. And so that's my first marketing attempt that was really just looking for confirmation. I don't know what it was. I just sent it. So now I'm going back, and you said that you liked it, right? Okay, let me show you. Let's talk.
You got that.
And then from that, all of those past emails that I have that are sitting in these dead files that I refuse to get rid of, I'm going to systematically go back and reintroduce myself to these people to see if they're still around and to let them know what I'm doing. And it's only one click away that they can find that out. They don't have to click through a whole bunch of things. They can just come and say, okay, this is what she's doing. And as they peel through that, they realize they may be interested in one thing versus another. And that speaks to the eclectic nature of who I am. and I'll give my spiel. I am CEO of Sula2, and we make old new in everything we do, in that we capture and preserve legacy information. We turn your hard-earned experience into books, legacy walls, legacy videos, and live performances. Now, that's a lot of stuff, because I have a computer background, and I mess around with my own websites and what have you, and have been known to be technical and people-oriented. And that means I'm into almost everything. But when you're trying to explain that to somebody, they look at you with deer in the headlights. So now the 10K card will allow me to say, oh, click on the button on the left, the first one in column 2. That's what we talked about. And I'm done. Because that's what what that person is interested in. Instead of sending them to my website and they go, oh, that's cute, and not know what to do. Okay. I'm Ursula, and that's at least part of what I've done with 10K.
Oh, that was powerful. That was powerful. I love what you said. And wait till we start dropping them their own cards. Because actually, your next level, Queen Ursula, is to let Mr. 10K know that you would like the ability to create your own cards to share with your network, and meaning they'll get a temporary card. He has to set that up for you. So that's what's going to come next for you. So all you have to do is ask him, and I'll mention it to him as well in our conversation to remind him that you're ready for that step. Because I asked, I'm like, is there a way for us to do what you do? And you be wowing people. I want to wow somebody too. I want to say, bam, there you go. And they're like, oh, man, Absolutely. This is so cool. You too, Queen Bridget. So I know he's got some training schedules. You all know he's got so much going on. But he always makes time for us. And he is just a wonderful time manager. But, of course, he's got a wonderful queen that's supporting him in the background, making sure we get what we need on this end. That's why I keep her on my prayer list. Yes. And Baby K. So anybody else want to drop some nuggets? Oh, Queen L, you know, Sean was looking for you earlier today. How you doing, Queen?
I am doing fine. Yes, I've had a busy, full, productive day, and I'm still working through some business. But all is well. I signed up for 10K, so I have my card. So I'm pretty excited. I just have to figure out how to, which I think he has to do something, because I literally just signed up, because I have to make some changes as to what is showing and maybe the order, things like that. So, yeah, so I'm excited to have this. It's a great tool. I think that will be helpful. And I'm just looking to take advantage of all that it has to offer.
And you're in the real estate space, Queen? Do I have that correct?
No.
Oh, sorry.
Nope. Leadership development and entrepreneurial development. Those are my two big spaces.
Nice. Well, you can also ask him for sample cards, because that's what I did, and that's probably what most of us did. We looked at other people's cards to get an idea of how we wanted it laid out, because it can be kind of challenging to come up with that, you know, for yourself, and know that you're going to change it along the way. We all have. So welcome to the 10K Cards family. And if I were at my desk, because I had to lay down, I wasn't feeling well, but you will get the chimes, and you'll get the official welcome wagon on your next visit to the house.
Thank you so much. And I probably have to ask him to, if I do what I plan to do fully, I may need to have my own cards to share with my network, but I'll talk to him about that. So I'm glad that you mentioned that. That was good to hear.
Anytime, Queen. That's what we are all here for. Everybody has helped each other, and I've asked people to look at my card and give me suggestions. So it's just fantastic. Oh, Queen Corinne, how are you? I see you over there.
Hi everyone. I was just getting ready to go to bed, and I said, let's see what's happening on Clubhouse. So is this room going to be on every night? I mean, I was pleasantly surprised to see it.
Oh, yes. Yes, we are here at 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. daily. Now, we cycle in and out. We're not consistently the same, but for the most part, you'll see people that you recognize all the time. And we're all really friendly and approachable and kind, and we're here to help you in whatever you need.
That's great. I'm happy to be here, and also I'm happy to help anyone who I can in any way I can. I am a big fan of Sean and the 10K card, and I like to brag when anybody asks me for my information. I give them my 10K card. I have them either scan it or I text it to them. But I'm enjoying this conversation because it really is quite helpful to hear how others are using their cards and what they're doing with it.
Oh, thank you, Queen. And we got to thank Queen my eyes are getting blurry now. Queen Anita for asking that question, and she contributed to the house on her first visit and getting her 10K card. And she said, when I have something to contribute, I'm going to circle back. And guess what? She opened up all this contribution that you are receiving, Queen. So we're really excited about her question because she has already invested in us and challenged us to tell her how we're using our 10K card. And one of the things I haven't heard yet that I did hear, I did not come up with this. Queen Melissa, who is not here tonight, came up with this. And that's using her QR code to actually share it with people through her iPhone. If you have an iPhone, there's a feature that allows you to airdrop. So she airdrops whether she's at a conference or in a meeting, and we mean physically present. She will actually airdrop her QR code to people's phones who are nearby. And that amazing. Is something that's been done. Yes, isn't it?
That is pretty cool.
I actually did that today while at the gym at my daughter's volleyball game. I did open it up and I shared it to the folks that was around me. So actually one of my daughter's teammates actually declined it, and I'm like, why are you declining my card? So she's like, oh, that's you. She's like, I just thought it was a strange person sending me something.
I did it at the nail salon, and I did it to this person twice because I was trying to show the nail salon owner how it actually works. And he was like, you're actually sharing that to someone? I said, yes, her name is Janet. And she looked like, did somebody call my name? I looked straight ahead. I didn't want her to know it was me because she had declined the card twice. Like, who is this trying to ping me?
So, you know what, Bridget, you make a good point. When you sent your card to someone at the nail salon, and I thought about that, sending that to people in specific locations where they might not even know who you are, you just sending your card to them. I think that for this particular card, going to conferences where you're networking, people are expecting to receive something from the people that's around them at the conference, they may be more willing to receive your card than at a place at the nail salon where people may not know you or they may not know that you're networking immediately. So that's an interesting point that you made by sharing a card to the nail salon and someone declined. Because I know Melissa talks about how you can share your card and you can see who accepts and decline. And I was like, that's interesting. Why would someone decline your card? And I thought about that. And you just brought that point up, why someone would decline you sharing your card via airdrop. So thanks for bringing that up.
Yes.
So I think the rewards are greater than, because a lot of times, I mean, more people accepted it than declined it. And I guess it depends on what your goal is. I think it was Elevate, who is also a producer, I guess, and he does events. And he talked about how he does it. And a lot of times, people might accept it or decline it. And those that accept it, at first they don't know what they're accepting, but then once they see that, oh, this guy is here or whatever, and they realize that, that he was the one that sent it, a lot of times they'll come up and talk to him later. So if I was at a realtor convention or something like that, I definitely would drop it. If I was in a room full of investors, I would drop it, airdrop it. So I guess you could be, cautious of the type of environment you might be in when you drop it. So that, but for the most part, I remember back in the day using regular business cards, and this was a tactic of MLM and just good old prospecting, where we would just go to an area and we would take hundreds of business cards and just drop them on the ground, and a lot of times we would make them look like money or different things like that. People pick them up, and they have our business cards and stuff. So I guess that's what I equated it to.
Oh, you just gave me an idea. Y'all remember on Coming to America when they said he got his own money? I'm glad it's illegal to copy real money. Oh, that's ingenious. Put some money out there. They're like, oh, I found some money. Like the ones we used to get in the mail.
Absolutely. My mother went to Usher's concert in Vegas last week, and she came back with hundreds of dollars with Usher's face.
So it is fake money when he's shooting it out of that money gun. I want a money gun too, y'all. You know what? Let me hop over on Amazon and go ahead and get me one. I love it.
Let's get the money flowing.
And then you know what these promoters do? They mix in real money with the fake money. I'm like, oh, that's still ingenious. Because I'm going to still look at it to see if I can get the real. We're going to have to challenge Sean at the next convention, y'all. Okay, Sean. Tiffany bought this gun off Amazon, and she also bought some fake money. We're going to need you to load it up with some real dollars up in here, too. And we're going to make the money flow. And we want everybody to try to get it because some of it's real. Some of it's real. They may not know which, and they might get a 10K card. And somebody going to have a golden ticket. And he missed it. Yes, 10K card, goldenticket.com.
And you know what? Mentioning that, so if they go to, say, Clubhouse 3.0 in Miami, and they have this money gun, and they're pouring the money out, because they have sessions where they're giving out money for asking questions for various things, right? And what if they have that money gun and they're pouring out that money, and then there's fake money and there's real money in there? You have to be real intentional to pick up all the money because you don't know whether it's real or whether it's not. So pick it up whether you think it's fake or not. You just don't know. It might be a gold bag. So that's something creative that they could do at Clubhouse 3.0 in Miami in January. I'm gonna be on the lookout for that one.
So I thank all of you for giving various ways of how to use the 10K card, because I would think that it's important for everybody in the room. Certainly for me, it's a big deal for me. I was sitting in a room, I don't know, maybe a few days ago. I was on vacation though, so I had a lot going on, and Sean had opened a room, and there was a young lady who spoke of doing
we lost you in the Matrix.
To the people in the room. Here's the question that I have. So when you're airdropping, usually it's people that are close to you, at least as I understand airdropping. When you airdrop in a room, and I'm a real estate agent, I'm a signing agent, I'm working on some other stuff. I got a whole lot going on, and sometimes it overwhelms me. But, I'm just trying to create streams. And hopefully I get there before, sooner than later. But when you're airdropping something such as our 10K card, how far and wide does it go? That's a question. And I'm complete and just want to hear from somebody. Tell me how that works.
You know what, Anita, that's a very good question. Sometimes when I'm describing how you can use 10K cards, I let people know that there's a radius in which you can share your airdrop your card, or it's just share anything via airdrop. And there is a radius. I don't know what that radius is, but I know that it's at least 20 feet because I've been in the Clubhouse Live, and we were in breakout rooms, and in that radius, it was within 20 feet. People that was in there within 20 feet that had their airdrop feature on, I noticed when they accepted it, they were within that 20-foot radius of me. And people that I knew that were standing further than them, I did not see. I knew they had iPhones, but I did not see their airdrop feature on where I could share that card with them. So I'm saying it's about a 20-foot radius. So if you're in a conference, you want to just move around. You just got to move around, share your card, and as you move around, more people will end up being in your airdrop because they're in that 20-foot radius. I would just have a standard to say it's a 20-foot radius. And just you have to move around. Just keep moving around. It's just like networking. You speaking to someone, you talking to them, you chat with them, and then you move on. You go to the next person, you're chatting with them, and then you move on. You're moving around the room. And so you want to do the same thing with this airdrop feature because you're networking. You're sending your business card out to people because you're networking. And so you want to do it the same way on a digital basis. So that's my suggestion.
Also, according to, I Googled it, but it says basically, your airdrop is using either Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. And so basically it is in those ranges of Wi-Fi and of the Wi-Fi network or the Bluetooth range. And usually that's about, it says the Bluetooth is usually about 30 feet. So it's in that range.
Oh, that was powerful. Yes, I Googled it. It said up to 30. But like Michaela said, it depends on your iPhone strength. It probably depends on the battery. Absolutely. But hopefully we were able to help guide and answer the question. And again, some people don't have their airdrop on. I was surrounded by other people all masked up, and I only had one person that actually had their airdrop on within that range. So, but again, when you're at a networking conference, most of the housekeeping rules, they will let people know to turn on their airdrop so that others can airdrop their information. Most of the time they will.
Can I jump in real quick before my phone dies? I need to plug it in. But I think Bridget mentioned something earlier about oh my God. It's escaping me now. But hard money lending. Am I wrong, Bridget? Am I?
Oh, yes. That's something I learned on this platform.
Okay. I'm going to back channel you so that we can have a conversation, if that's okay.
Sure. I'd love to.
All right, super.
Yes, and be careful with the hard money lender that you go with. And there are some title companies that deal with hard money and are used to it, and then there are some who aren't. So you really want to align with someone with a good title company who's used to that kind of lending, because standard title companies aren't, but they'll typically say it on their website when they are.
Talk to me, because I am not familiar with hard money lending, and I want to have a conversation with someone, about hard money lending. I don't know a whole lot about it. I am working on my general contractor's license, and I'm doing that with my brother-in-law. He knows more about it. I'm trying to just be fundable, with banks.
You're coming with the money. He's coming with the muscle. I get it.
Exactly.
And together you're going to take over the world. Yes.
Yeah. Trying to make it happen.
Queen Bridget is really good. And you're in North Carolina, correct, Queen Bridget?
Yes, I am.
What state are you in, Queen Anita?
Virginia.
Okay, so you're right in the middle there somewhere. But it's all going to work the same. Back channel Queen Bridget, and she'll probably send you some links as well, because it's all kind of the same from state to state. But it's about who you get in a relationship with that matters. So you want someone that's invested in you and is partnered with you. And there are certain banks that will do it at a much lower rate as well. Queen Bridget, do you have those resources that Jonathan Butler has been dropping from those rooms? He's with Nation.
Yes. And there's some really good ones. As a matter of fact, I would love to get with you to see which ones you are liking the best. I've looked at a couple of, I've started, doing some of those white papers and different things like that. And I've looked at some of the programs, like you said. Some of them are more marketable than others. So you definitely want to fake, nigga. What the heck?
I think he's gone, but yeah,
How do you get rid of someone who does that?
Oh, very easily. King J-Lo had to do that earlier tonight. Oh, it's hard.
Yeah, I just got rid of them.
So what do you do to get rid of them?
Well, if you
remove and report.
If you have the moderator symbol, what you do is you move them back to the audience.
And then you say nigger.
And that,
I just reported it.
Yeah.
And now he's blocked. I had to go through the reporting process before I could block him. But, you have this late at night, you just have people who are just silly. And I just think that's just immature. So we won't even get off on that, because the devil is a lie. And we're talking about money. So apparently we done stirred up some stuff. So Queen Anita, it's all about that money. We got to make sure we get
you got a sister over here triggering. I'm like, where you at?
Oh, Bridget done grabbed her piece, y'all. She had her gun in her hand. She was like, that's it.
One additional question about the process of blocking people or whatever the case may be. When I'm looking at people to determine if they should come up or not, I look at their bio first and then decide if I want to invite them to the stage. Now, I don't know if it was coincidence or if it was just what happened, but I clicked on the person that came up first with the number pad and the
that's the one I blocked. That was him. Mm.
Okay, well, I clicked on him to see who he was, and he had no followers and things like that. So I did not invite him to the stage, but he got up there. So I wasn't sure if I inadvertently did that by clicking to see his bio, or if you literally always have to invite them in order for them to get up there. No, I think they had raised their hands, and I think I clicked it without looking.
That's okay. Don't worry.
Oh no, that happened to Sean earlier
it
today.
happens all the time.
Yeah.
So what we try to do is we try to make sure that people have something in their bio, because there are bots, we call them bots, that come in and disrupt rooms just like the two of those people did. And we don't allow them to come up to the stage because that's when they can be vocal. And so if they don't have something in their profile, in the description of their profile, and they are not linked to Instagram or Twitter, then they're bots. They have no intention to really engage in the room. So you have to be real careful about when you click. If you're a moderator, you have access to share and bring them up there. And be careful when you're clicking, because it's so easy to invite them up versus to decline it. So you just have to be real careful with that feature. And most of the moderators in the room on Clubhouse does that because they want to ensure that people are not coming onto the stage and disrupting the room. So,
and if they're not being followed by any of us, then typically I don't look past that point. Actually, I never look past the point of followed by the speakers, because number one, 9 times if we're following you, then you added value probably somewhere. And I will go through my bio, and I have to do that too. I will actually unfollow people who have an empty bio. Even if I followed them before, if their bio is empty, I will unfollow them. Because, their account could have been hacked. I mean, you never know. And again, the same thing happened when Sean brought someone up earlier today. And it was just me, him, Jay, and Dean. And they did the same thing. It was a different person. So they could have just created a new account and just came back again. So it happens. So don't beat yourself up about that stuff. I mean, you can't control people. I mean.
Okay, I agree about if they don't have followers and they don't have a bio or what have you. But when someone has a bio that is not following us, the mindset that I have is that here's an opportunity for us to talk to that person about 10K, because the other thing that I'm looking for is if they have a 10K address in their bio. If they don't have a 10K address or link, I will invite them because here's an opportunity for us to talk to them. So that's the process I use too.
Yeah, but you know what? Another thing that we probably should practice is asking people to raise their hand to come up on the stage and not willingly bring them up there because we want to share with them because they come to the room. Because if they really are truly interested in this 10K card, ask them to raise their hand and we'll bring them up on the stage. If they don't raise their hand to come up on that stage and they don't have something in their bio and they're not linking their social media, you need to encourage people to link to your social media, whether it's Twitter or whether it's Instagram. And if they don't link to either one, most moderators on Clubhouse do not bring you on stage to speak. You have to be social. You have to have connected to one of those social medias in order to be brought up on stage.
I'm sorry. Just one last thing. The other thing is that when they are invited, they have the opportunity to decline, and that has happened several times tonight too. So some people may know to raise their hand, and we should include them. I mean, not include, but should encourage them to do that. So I totally agree with that. But then there are some people that like me, sometimes I'll go into a room and I will not raise my hand because I'm just listening. But when John or somebody or I'm invited to the stage, which is how I first started talking anyway, then I will rise to the occasion. So there are those people too that will engage when invited. So I think based on our intuition and practice, there should be a combination of those features, in my opinion.
Absolutely. And basically, I was going to say what you had just said, and I guess I was thinking that anybody comes to this room would be looking for information either about 10K cards or is already aware of it. And I was thinking that maybe they had a question in regard to what we were talking about. And I didn't even look at their bios. I just saw that their hands were raised. And next time I'll make sure I really don't normally click anything. I let somebody else do it. But because we were engulfed in talking and different things, I know sometimes it seems like somebody's hands can be raised for a long time. And I think sometimes, I know for me, I don't notice it. So I was thinking that maybe other people didn't notice it. So, but next time I'll definitely take a look at that first.
This is Eldenise. This is one thing that I do. I'm very detailed and I'm very extra when it comes to trolls like that. Even before you just hit block, I automatically hit their profile if I can. If they don't leave out very quickly, I snapshot the profile. And then that way when I report it, I send the name and I also send the image of the profile.
Done. All of
so that way, yep, I already took care of his and I'm about to redo it because I didn't think that sometimes they do it and then they disappear off the app completely. But he, like an idiot, his profile was still up there, so I went back, snapshot it. I'm about to do a second report about it. I have no qualms about it. People get kicked off of this app unjustly, so I'm like, I have no problem reporting people. So instead of when that happens in this room, any room, click the profile as soon as possible and snapshot the sucker, so that way you can send the image when you do your when you send a quote unquote comment to Clubhouse, so that they can see.
And he
exactly
has 101 followers. Who is following this knucklehead?
Now, which one is that?
He was following 101.
Okay, he's the one with the keypad. The one with the keypad.
Okay, wait a minute. What was his name?
His name is. Let me look at the screenshot again. James. It's like lemon, but with the J instead of an L. So James Jimin.
Okay.
And his Clubhouse name is @RATE321. So it's clearly made up.
Right. Yeah, it's clearly. And it's funny because the other guy, Kenny Les Barney, he's like following groups. I'm like, why are you following groups?
Because they just want to create mischief because they're children in their minds and they don't have nothing else to do on one of these nights like this.
Yeah, so crazy. Okay, that's all I want to say.
That, Queen, because we all need to be aware, because I had to block someone for the first time and then I was like, shoot, I didn't even take a screenshot that is someone like me. And that happened maybe 3 nights ago. And when we have controversial titles like the one we have tonight, they look for things like that, especially after the midnight hour. So yeah, we just need to be ready and on guard and just ready to hop in there. So yes, we all ready. I think he got several different screenshots, so we're all gonna be reporting him.
Definitely need. Yep, the more the merrier.
Yeah, I just think there's a movement, a positive vibrational movement of the melanated community on Clubhouse, and it's unnerving some communities of people, so they get disruptive in rooms. And so that's why you have to, like Elle was saying, you have to be really careful and intentional about bringing people up to speak. They need to stay down there where they're safe. So they if you want to be down there, that's cool. We're not going to bring you up unless you are going to really engage and have something in your profile. You're going to connect to social media and raise your hand if you want to come to the stage. They typically don't raise their hand. Even in the daily gratitude room that I co-moderate, we have trolls always coming in there, and they immediately kick those trolls out the room. And sometimes they just scream and shout, just so they can be disruptive. So it just, just like you said, that they're just low vibrating energies that we just have to ignore and keep it moving. because this is a high vibrating room here.
Oh yes, and that's why they were drawn to the light, because we're shining all this light.
and we snuffed them out. We kept them in the dark.
Back to the Queen's question about this MONEY.
It's funny. I was just looking at the clock, and somewhere it just struck midnight 17 minutes ago, and that's when a lot of it happened. So I'm wondering, where was it that midnight happened at that particular time?
Oh, I just looked at the clock. It was 1:05. You right on target and right on time, Queen Ursula. Now that's when I screenshotted, but it happened before then because I was still trying to do the report. But wow, that's deep. Well, it would be Central Time because I'm on Eastern, so it'd be an hour behind, so it'd be Central Time. So obviously they're probably on Central Time. Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Very interesting. Okay. I was just gonna say I agree with Miss Shayla. I believe that's how you pronounce your name.
Mikaela.
Say it again. Say it again.
It's Mikaela.
Mikaela. I got it.
Mikaela.
Mikaela. I got it.
Mikaela. Got it.
Yes.
I got the yellow part.
Yes. So, I've come into different rooms and I've been asked to come to stages. And it's been interesting to me because, you don't know me. I'm relatively new on Clubhouse. And so, I don't know if, certainly when I walked on to Clubhouse, I had no profile. So, because I didn't know how to do it. And I'm still learning a whole lot about, how to do most things on Clubhouse. But I agree that you can't bring everybody onto the stage because you don't know where their heart, where their thoughts, what they're thinking and what their purpose is in terms of getting on stage and what they want to say and how they want to, come into, the whole process and profile. So I agree with that. You can't bring everybody up. I agree. But at the same time, none of you knew me. But I appreciate you giving me a platform to have a voice, to say whatever it is I want to say. Never to be, foul and, this dude, and, I have all kind of, words that I could,
for one, you got a criminal justice degree, so I want to be on my side.
I do. And retired from, the federal criminal justice system. Something I did for 26 years. Loved every minute of it.
So, since I brought you up, I'll just be
thank you, ma'am, Ursula.
Clear about it. I checked your bio.
Yes, ma'am.
But you got my first cousin's name.
And not she is a member of Delta Sympathetic.
Not only that, Miss Ursula. Look, Miss Ursula, when this was this past weekend, I was in Georgia, enjoying my niece's wedding and all my family. We converged on Georgia from Louisiana, Virginia, Georgia, North Carolina, California. All of us were there. And so I had already had my 10K card. I had already connected with Sean. He was good about, he was on wherever we were. I said, oh my God, I love this. Yes, I want a 10K card. 2-3 minutes later, I had it. Boom. He sent it to me. I had it. Unbeknownst to me, I needed to upgrade it. So on the day that it needed to be upgraded, Miss Ursula, he was sharing with you some things that was powerful. But at the same time, I'm having fun with my family. I'm trying to do, all kind of wonderful stuff with my family. But I'm like, okay, you said I need to upgrade. Okay, let's upgrade this. Let's do this, Sean. Let's do this. But I heard your voice, and I don't know if you were on the stage at the time when I said, okay, I put in Ursula's information. When you were sharing with Ursula what to do, I was mirroring that, but using my own name. But it came off crazy. So I back channeled Sean. I'm like, okay, what I need to do, because this ain't working for me. And I need this 10K card to do the things that you say I can do with it. So yeah, that was my connection to you, Ursula. And I don't know if you remember me, but it's all good. I'm just glad you brought me up. And thank you.
Wow, the universe is at work. Powerful. I felt this connection to you. Oh, that's cool. Thank you for sharing that, because I'm the type of person that love those kinds of stories.
And for those of us who are in fraternal organizations, we know how hard it is to go through the burning sands and all this kind of stuff.
Yes, ma'am.
We ain't trying to waste nobody's time up in this camp. So once you see down somebody's bio, you already know they've been through some things that's the test of them. They ain't got time for no foolishness.
There's also one other thing I want to share on this subject, and then I'll let it go. When I first joined, I had no bio and no picture. Okay. And I started popping in rooms just to listen. And then I found somebody I did know, and I back channeled her, hey girl. And the first thing she said was, update your bio, put your picture on. I did that, and the world opened. I was invited to the stage for the first time, like within 24 hours, well, even less than that. Then, after I did what she told me to do. And it was maybe a day or two after that I found 10K. So it worked. I knew nothing about anything until someone advised me. So we have a mixture of all kinds of things out there that we just have to use our best judgment. And that one thing, that one person, is the reason that this opened up to me. Okay, that's it.
Powerful, Queen. I did like you. I was floating around these clubhouse streets. I had a picture, but I didn't have a bio because I'm a perfectionist. I'm like, well, let me make sure I get this right. And then someone said on stage, you don't have to have a perfect bio. Put 4 or 5 lines there so we know that you're real. I was like, oh, that's all this is about, you finding out if I'm real or not? Oh, yeah, I can do that right now. And then I was invited on stage, like in the same room that they said that. I was like, well, let me complete my bio. Let me tell them a little something about myself. Because you don't know what the purpose is. I'm thinking LinkedIn, and it's something totally different. So thank you for sharing that. It's so true. So true.
Ladies, thank you for all your input. I love this room. It is 1:26 where I am in the morning, and I am falling asleep. But this has been great. If anybody's looking for help in any way, shape, or form, just information or just, I don't know, anything, I'm here to serve in any way I can. But right now, I am going to leave you, lovely ladies, and go to sleep.
Good night, Queen.
Good night.
Good night.
Oh, we dropping like flies, y'all. No, just kidding. No, we do this every night, and we're like, okay, guys, we got to go to bed. Because last night we did a countdown. We're like 3, 2, 1, we're going to bed. Because we were having so much fun. Because after dark, Sean calls it 10K Card House After Dark. But we just talk about whatever we need to. Because I like your question, Queen Anita, about ways that you can leverage the financial side. So when you connect with Queen Bridget, she'll circle back to me as well, because we are going, and she and I talked about this, we're going to compile, no, we're not creating a room about it. We're going to compile our information into like a PDF. So, and Sean and I talked about this too, creating a resource center for all of us to share free information for anyone that comes into the 10K Cards house who may have a question. I said, we need to start putting this together, because other people want these resources as well, and freely you give, freely you receive. This, and if they want to join or collaborate, then they'll know, who does what. So, yes, he's working on all of that, Queen. So I appreciate you asking that question. That was really good.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, yes, Queen. Michaela. Oh, I got it.
There you go. And I'm like Kareem Bear. It is late for me, and I have been very busy the last couple of days, and we'll be back at it tomorrow.
We're praying for you, Queen, and again, our condolences. And I mentioned it to 10K. I said, I don't know if you know what's going on with Queen Michaela, but she shared this with us. So you know that we in prayer over her. So, she is in and out. It's because she's got some family obligations. And, our prayers are with you, Queen.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. And I'm in the process of setting up my rooms for the sponsorship program that's coming up.
It's going to be powerful, and it's going to be lit. Like Queen Ursula said, that vision is everything. I heard all of it. I'm like, oh, this is going to be powerful. I can't wait.
It is, and it's like, and it's something that we're going to move together as a team with. So I'm looking forward to that, working with all of us.
Amen.
As we develop our rooms and move through. And one of the key thing is to, in the title of the room, you put your 10K card name in there. So mine would be Michaela10K.com. And yours would be the YCEO10K.com. And Ursula would be Ursula10K.com. Yeah. And then you title it whatever you want, but you got to have the name of your 10K card in there so that they know that it's a sponsored room.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah. So that I forgot to say that, but that's the key. You have to put your 10K card title put your 10K card name in the title of the room.
Okay. Before you leave, I just wanted to share something from your room, the healing and helping. Whatever. I went outside and got a Spanish oregano leaf 2 days in a row, and today I just put the leaf in my mouth and allowed it to create a constant drip, and it actually tastes pretty good. So I used a small leaf, and we'll see where that goes. I'll talk to you about it another time, okay?
Yeah, let me know. Just do it every day and just let me know, because, just be consistent with it, Yeah. And it will help. It will definitely help. You'll see a difference.
All right. Good night.
Good night.
Natural medicine, y'all. Natural medicine. Any final words, ladies, before we call it a night? I'm pretty sure we done lost King Elvin too, but that's okay. It'd be like that sometime.
I have a quick question.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not sure how long you've had your 10K card, but I was trying to find out, do most people use their name or an identifying word with the 10K URL?
I've seen it both ways. Like BAM uses BAM 10K card. I think it depends on how you want to brand yourself. For me, my name is so common. Tiffany's pretty common. I wanted to use something that was different for that reason alone.
Okay, gotcha.
That's awesome. I decided to use my name. And I appreciate the whole branding thought process behind it. I didn't have a branding process behind it. I very well may change it as I go along, but right now it's just Anita 10K.
And also what you can do is, I'm a serial domain purchaser as well. Not as bad as 10K, not even close. But I will secure domain names, like for Tiffany, I secured, Tiffany A. Davidson is like my full name, and Tiffany D. 10K.com. And what I'll do is I'll forward those domains directly to the YCEO 10K.com. And I have the YCEO.com as well as the website. So I'll just use the domain algorithm to forward and use those keywords. So whether something happens and I'm in a space where I have to use my name, I can still